Hey up, ghosties. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Hello, 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 hello. Sorry, I'm also having trouble speaking today. Here we go. Okay, hello, Loki, thank you for the, congratulations on the first crunch. Thank you for the Spotify reminder. Did I actually do that? Did I do that? I did do that. Lexi, hello, Fang, hello, Crystal, hello, Cyber, hello, Sunny, hello, Ghost Bee, hello. It says you're a first-time chat. Are you just lucky in having the same name as the what I call the community, or are you one of us and I just don't know? Are you a secret lurker maybe? Hello, welcome, Ghost Bee. Hello, 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 Crumsh, I hope you're well. Hello, Tyrio, hello. Hope you guys are vibing today. I've got some writing in my heart that I want to chit chat writing today. I also really want to keep working on the Pinterest. Yeah, guys, I'm inventing Pinterest today. Welcome to the stream where I invent Pinterest. Hello, Froggy. Hello, how are you? I hope you're well. Hello, Alex. I hope you're well. I want to speak about writing. I want to work on the pick crew, not the Pinterest, because I was really excited about working on the pick crew with you guys yesterday, and it was really fun. I think that was fun and cool, and I got like I feel like I did better working on it with a group of you guys, so I think it was cool. So maybe I'm gonna keep working on that today. Loki's got some Pocky. Good way to do the stream today. Meeting board for Pinterest, real. Yeah, you get to develop Pinterest with me. Hello everybody, my name is Almost Sander and welcome home. How are we? Hi Ollie, welcome in, love. Oh, Wilbur said it's loud. Wilbur, if you could chill out, that'd be so cool. Thanks, Wilb. I started Ad Astra today. How are you liking it? I love Ad Astra so much, it makes me want to die. It is one of my favorite fanfics I've ever read in my entire life. I take that back, the best fanfic I've ever read in my entire life. Completely rewrote how I think about love and also how I think about writing. So yeah, that's rewritten my brain. I want chocolate cake slice. Xander, I'd send you a cake if I knew where you live now. I don't need a cake, it's okay. I'm actually, personally, not really a cake person. I know that's like a little controversial in terms of the dessert world, but like, cakes are definitely like one of the last desserts I would grab. You know what I mean? Like brownies preferred to cakes. Cookies, it really depends on the cookie. Sometimes a cake is better than a cookie, but like cakes and cookies are both usually pretty dry for me. I'm a brownie person. I'm a pie person. I'm an ice cream cake person. I like my desserts wet. I don't know how that'll be interpreted, but I prefer wet desserts over dry desserts. So like cookies can be really dry. If they're moist, absolutely for it. Cakes sometimes feel really dry, but sometimes even like a dry or like a very moist cake feels a little plain for me. I'm just not personally a cake person, but yeah, I'm very into, I'm a dessert person. Do you know, I know what one of my favorite desserts is? Eclairs. I fucking love eclairs, and I've gotten judged for that one for. No, not nepotism ice cream. I would love some nepotism ice cream. I can't tell if my Wi-Fi is just awful or I'm having a stroke. Everything seems to be running at 100% for me, so I promise it's not me. Why does Xander regular? I really like eclairs, and I keep getting judged because they're like, whose favorite dessert is a fucking eclair? Who just regularly has eclairs? You know what? Fuck you guys. You know what? Fuck y'all. Hold on. Me. That's who. Me regularly has eclairs. Fuck you. So I have an eclair with me now. I fucking love eclairs. Huge fan. And I went to grab one. I fucking love eclairs. They are a sweet like breading and then chocolate on the top. This one looks destroyed because all the chocolate fell off and I had to put it back on. And then it's filled with like almost the same thing that like a Boston cream, like, you know, like donut.
Looks good.
It is good. It is. It's very good. I'm a huge fan of it. So I also haven't eaten since breakfast and I'm really hungry. So I'm having an eclair. Sorry. Also, my jaw clicks every time I chew. It's too close to biting ice cream for me to enjoy it. My eclairs aren't frozen. I'm not a frozen person. Xander, were you there for that stream? Yeah, are you talking the stream of the joke of where do you regularly eat eclairs? And I know you're not judging me. I'm referencing an old Emily stream. I know the reason that joke came up is because I said eclairs and Emily was yelling about regularly eating eclairs. No, I know. I got the joke on that one. Thank you. But yeah, no, I am not a regular eater of eclair. It usually is fairly rare. I wouldn't normally have an eclair in my fridge, but I did today. That was too big of a bite. I ripped off the top on accident. Yeah. And it is funny when people are like, what's your favorite breakfast food? They're not usually asking for like eggs Benedict. Do you know what I mean? They're cold. Yes, they don't have to be cold, but they are best cold. These don't have to be cold, especially these ones. These I bought in like the dessert section where you buy like cookies and cake and shit, like that don't have to be refrigerated, but I purposely put them in the fridge because they're better cold. Like, because the cream is better when it's cold. I'm cold, everybody's cold. It is. Hello. Oh my god, the hype train's here. Oh, I didn't even see the first one. Wicked, thank you for subbing. Thank you so much for the resubscription at 21 months. Fucking Christ. And Fang, thank you for gifting the sub to Froggy Draws. I will say, coming up within the next like 2 days, this is gonna sound weird. Stop gifting subs. Hear me out. Hear me out. Within about the next 2 days, you're gonna want to stop gifting subs because we want everybody's subs to be either ran out or running out when we hit February 15th, because that is the subathon. That's the goal. February 15th is our subathon, which is just about a month away, and we want everybody ready to resub for the subathon and get that timer going so we can hit our 4-day cap. So that's what we're looking at right now. So if you're saving up or you've been saving up and you're ready to start donating some shit, be there, be ready for when the subathon hits. But it's gonna be one of those like PP hold, like you gotta PP hold for like a month. I don't want to lose my sub. Okay, maybe don't lose it if you feel like you have to. I don't want you to lose your sub streak, obviously. But yeah. So if you can't sub, you can always gift to other people. But if you can save up your free Prime resubscription, save it for the subathon. You don't have to spend money at the subathon. All you have to do is just wait to resub and resub for free. I think it should run out by the subathon. Okay. My wallet is ready. Yes, yes. It is. It'll be worth it, Tyrio. Be strong. Be strong. I have $250. It's all going to... Yeah, no, I heard about that. Congrats on saving up that much money, though, by the way. That is awesome. That is a shit ton of money. Laughson has a broke ass. It's okay. I am also broke as fuck. So... a reminder for all of you who are like, but I'm too broke to donate. I can't help. I can't participate. There are several other things that you can do. Share the stream, share my TikTok, share whatever else you want in terms of my social media. Tell your friends, tell your mom, tell your grandma, tell your dog, tell your neighbor, tell your bully. Like, whoever you want, spread the word around. Also, being here, views, huge help. The more people in the stream, the higher up we get on the FYP, which means more people are able to see the streams, which is super, super helpful. Because I've been essentially shadow banned by Twitch, which is super sexy and fun, because of the bot raids that I was getting. So that's cool and sexy. And then, yeah, just like participating in chat and being a part of the community. That, like, you don't have to like be like, oh, I can't give money. How do I submit to the stream? Just be here and be a part of it. And that's literally all I want. I would never, ever, ever ask people to start donating money as like a way to support the channel. As like, if you can't donate, you don't actually love this channel. You don't actually care about me as a streamer at all. Like, fuck that shit. I don't even ask you guys to be here every day. Don't do that shit. I don't fucking care. I do have an event coming up though. I have an event. I knew my dad was right. Yeah, your dad was right. I'm actually just extorting all of you guys for money. Give me money or you don't love me. Let's be clear. Sorry, I broke all of my fingers and my throat. I cannot share or tell people about your stream. Well, fuck. I can't wait till I continuously be subbed to you and it not be gifted to me. Yeah. Ooh, event. Yes, event. So, the idea I have, hear me out now. We've been talking about this one for a little while. Hello. Aw, thank you, Zix. Thank you so much. The 100 bits. I'm very thankful. The bits is always such a surprise. It always catches me off guard of like, whoa, like you just handed me money. Thank you. I love you too. Yes, economic manipulation. Fantastic. Like I'm like scheming. Okay, my idea for the subathon, one of the events I want to do, we've been talking about it for a little while, is a writing critique stream, which is something I'm super interested in. So I was thinking, since now we have about a month until the subathon, that would give everybody a good amount of time to pick what they want. So I'm thinking you can submit a piece of writing. I'm thinking maybe capping it at like 500 words, maybe a little bit more. I don't want it to be too long, but send me like a couple paragraphs of writing and I can do like a read through and analyze it and critique on stream with you to kind of work with like what I'm saying, like this was what working well, this is what's not working well, here's my advice, here's some ideas I have. So like that would be like a really cool way to participate in that. Full short stories, I'm not entirely sure. Sorry, I've got fucking cream all over my hands. This has gotta be, I'm doing something wrong considering I am streaming eating something that is phallic shaped and has white cream all over it. This is a bad idea. Anyways, let me see how many words 500 words is. Xander, I can't cap you. No, I can't cap. Doesn't matter. I'm gonna have like a certain level of cap. Yes, I'm looking. Okay, fuck all of you who are like, how many words is 500 words? It's about 500 words. Fuck you guys. What I mean is like looking at the writing, like how much is that? That's like 300 words. I'm trying to see like what looks like too much. Maybe I'll cap it at like 500 words is not one page single space. That it is like this much on a page. Let me switch over to my novels here so I can get like a chunk of writing. I need a chunk of writing that I can show on stream, preferably. How much writing is this? Tools, word count. See, that's still not 500. Maybe it is more than it. Hang on. Tools, word count. That's like, maybe I'll do a page. Maybe I'll say you can send me like a page. How much is this page of writing? That's like 600. So maybe I'll do like a page. What am I thinking of? Like 1,000 words, maybe? Maybe? But like story formal with separate lines. Yeah. So like what I'm looking at right now is like 640 words is a page. If I have like line breaks and like paragraphs and like stuff like that, like not like just a straight, you know? I would have to write 500 words for like 12 different writing assignments each week. Okay. So I'm not going fucking crazy, thanks. Yeah, it's like, so let me see. If I have this page as a full page, yeah, okay. So yeah, if it's like broken up, yeah, it's like 600, 700-ish words. So that, yeah, okay. So maybe I'll do like 750 words. That'll be like a cap. Because that feels like that's like a page and a half-ish of writing. I might do that. So maybe I'll do like 750 cap, because like I'm trying to think of like how many pages I can read in a stream, but I don't want to be so little that you're sending me such a tiny chunk that I don't like won't get a full grasp of it. Yeah, I'm gonna say give me between like 500 and 750 words ish. So that'll be interesting. So here's my interest for you, and I'm also gonna grab the picrew so that we can start drawing while I'm writing. Not writing, talking about writing. Any text formatting requirements? No, I'm fairly fine. I mean, I don't really care how you format. I'm not sure entirely if you mean like if you're talking like novel or poetry, or if you're talking like does it need to be spaced a certain way or certain type font or whatever. I'd say like 500 to 750 words. You can use whatever font you want. If I can't fucking read it, I'll change the font. I'm usually fairly fine. No, yeah, MLA format. Fuck you guys. 12-point Garamond font, double spaced, half-inch margins, name and page number on the bottom left. Yeah, I expect that just from you, Alex. I write in philosopher font on my Google Docs because fuck you guys. I'm a 12-point philosopher font kind of bitch. I'm thinking, yeah, I'm thinking it'll be fine. And you can either write me a self-contained like mini story that you want me to look at, or take a chunk of your writing that you really want some advice on. Sorry about the voice break, Jesus Christ. Take a chunk of your writing if you're working on a novel right now or a story right now. Take a chunk and that you like really want some advice on, or you feel like is going really well and you're proud of, or isn't going really well and you need some work on, and ship it over to me. Dialogue format, totally acceptable if you want to work on dialogue. I probably have less advice on dialogue than I do on narrative, but I still know quite a bit about it. I know a little bit about making dialogue flow naturally and making it feel like normal and human and like all of that shit. So like I have a little bit of, I don't have expertise, but a little bit of understanding there. Poetry I'm also fine with. I'm a poetry writer myself, poetry analyst, huge fan of it. So I'm more than happy if you want to do poetry rather than narrative, totally down for that. Thought the one I would want to set is too big. I'll have to look through my poetry instead. Depending on how too big, if you're like, it's like 500 words, like, or like the limit's like 5 or like 750 or whatever, and mine's like 1,000 words. I'd be like, okay, maybe we can talk about it. There's not a place to submit it yet. I'm still working on having a submission forum. I'm not entirely sure which way I want to do a submission forum, so I'm kind of like looking at it. I'm gonna write how the god Loki me got stuck in a mortal body. Oh, perfect. 960. We could talk about that. I feel like, yeah, we could probably push. Maybe I'll make the cap a K. How long is a K? A K is like 2 pages. I want to make sure I'm not getting like 30 submissions that are all 1,000 words, because that will take me. That you have to preface them that's 30,000 words. That's gonna take a long time to read through. I feel like I could like. If you get permission from me or whatever to push it a little bit over, yeah, I'd be fine. But I also don't think I'm going to get 30 submissions. So if you want to submit the 650 or 950 or 960 or whatever the fuck, because I can't read, I would say, like, talk to me about it. But for the most part, it should be fine. But yeah. So that's where I come from. Pick a number, 35 or 73. I like 73 better. Yeah, so for anybody, really quickly, let's get into the art a little bit so I have something to do with my hands while we're chitter-chattering. For those of you who don't know, I am working on a picrew. What is a picrew, you ask? It's, this. If you don't know what picrews are, they are like doll makers, essentially. Like, they're little, like, build your own, like, character thingies, that you play with. If you're in the Discord, you know what picrews are because we do 100 billion of these. So there's yeah, it's a dress-up game. So I'm working on my own right now, which has been really fun. I'm kind of working on designing my own. Yesterday we really did ears. We really focused in on ears, which was really fun. And this is kind of like what we've been working through so far. And I've got noses. I feel like there's not many. Are there any noses? We could talk about this at some point. Are there any noses I don't have? That you were like, man, I really, really need, I need fucking this type of nose, or I don't know what to do. Can I have wolf ears on top, please? That'll probably be an accessory rather than an ear type, I'm guessing. Crooked? I could work on crooked noses. I could do a crooked nose. I do not have one of those yet. But yeah, so like right now I have like all of like the different like nose types, which I've had a lot of fun with. I have a couple of mouth types. I know people have requested a couple ones. Like I need to do tusks. So mouth types I'm really hard with because I don't exactly know what the fuck to add. But yeah, so I've been kind of working through those. I also know I need to add lips still. Crow nose, like a hooked nose. I do have, actually the one I have on screen is the closest to like a hooked nose where like the nose tip goes below the nostrils. Long and pointy. Do you mean a beak or do you mean like a hooked nose? Because this is the hooked nose. I don't know if I'll add a beak because that would be mouth and nose. Hooked, yeah. This is about as close as I have to a hooked nose right now, which is pretty accurate, where the bottom of the nose just hangs below the nostrils, which is actually kind of what I have. Like, mine's not super hooked, but definitely my nose points down. So yeah, so that's kind of what I've been working on. Today is probably going to be the game of fucking doing eyes, which sucks, because eyes is the thing I want to do the least. So, I need to do body, duplicate. Actually, wait, no, undo. Delete that. Get rid of it. I was gonna do it as these. Duplicate, because that'll be easier. Because then I can do this. Okay. Yes, biblical eyes. Crooked goes both ways. So much character creation only makes non-symmetrical one way, despite the fact that it's just mirroring the same item. Yeah, I could do that. I mean, normally the reason we do character creation that you only have one is because you're always going to have to make sacrifices when you can only have so many items. So most people are like, okay, crooked nose is a nose type. Whether it goes left or right is its own thing. Kind of like I'm not going to give option. Well, I guess technically the way I'm going to do it is that like normally if they add like a beauty mark, they'll add like one here and one here and one like here. And they're not going to do like above the eyebrow on both sides and on the cheek on both sides and on under the lip on both sides, because that just adds a lot of items. And they get really overwhelming to upload. Noses are a little bit easier, but yeah. Okay. I can get rid of these and get rid of these, and then I've just got my bases again, which makes my life a little easier. And then let me grab, this is not noses anymore, this will be eyes. Okay. Biblical eyes? What do you mean by biblical eyes? Do you just mean a shit ton of them? Pickers that make use of the ability to move and rotate items are the best. Yes, I will. I currently do not have it on. Oh, the smiley is not still there because of the base that we have. I would have to copy the other base. And I've already sized that one down, so I can't. I need to do a new eyes. I need to do a new smiley face. Hang on. Okay. There he is. Okay. He's back. Don't you fret. He's back. He's here. I don't know if the nub has a name, but the nub's here. I have to make sure that there's nubs on both of them, of course. There you go. Okay. Both bodies have nubs now. Slightly different nub shapes, but that's okay. Okay. the dancing. So yeah, okay, today's focus is going to be a fucking nightmare because it's going to be me attempting to draw eyes. I struggle with eyes a lot. So I don't know what my plan is right now, but I'm just going to do my damnedest. It looks like an axolotl. You know, I should have kept... Why is there a hidden worm nub? Why do I love him? Because he brings us joy. That's why. Let me actually... Okay, I'm gonna... Hang on. Nope, not what I wanted to do. Eyes and eyes. Delete both of these, actually. Let me do noses, duplicate. Let me do this. Turn these boys back on. I'm gonna keep the noses and mouths because it's easier for me if I have at least a base nose and mouth to work off of to space my eyes. So let me just do like, we'll just keep like that one, and we'll just get rid of these. So we have a nose to work with. What's our biggest nose? Let's do that one actually, because that way I make sure it's spaced properly. And then mouths, I will do just a base mouth. Here, let's do the excited one. Or maybe I could do like, okay. Just so we have a base face, so that as I'm adding eyes, like we have something to work off here. I do have to add the nub back again, hang on. Sorry, we keep losing the, oh, that's worse. Oh, that's worse. That's much, much worse. I didn't know that nub lined up directly with that shit. That's a nightmare. That's the worst. Let's get rid of those. Let me put the face back on our nub. That looks like a mustache. Whatever. And then this. I don't know why, like, this is like the I don't know. Okay, there's our nubs. Axolotl nub is back. That makes it much worse, but we're living with it now. You know, you never met a woman like that before. Okay. Drawing assist. Cool. Floating eyes would be cool, though. The ears kind of reminded me of that. What do you mean by, like, floating? Like, eyes that, like, aren't attached to a head? I'm not exactly sure how we could add that into the picrew, but, I mean, it's an interesting idea. Oh, God, okay. I have to figure out how the fuck to draw eyes now. Oh, boy. The nub is giving crumb? No, real, actually. The nub is crumb. Anyway, so we can chitter chatter about writing and stuff while I draw eyes, because there's nothing. Eyes, top of the ears. See, here's the thing. I'm so bad with proportions, because my instinct is to draw the eyes here, with the top of the eyes being at that line. But that's not how eyes work. It is the center of the eye lines up with that ear. But that, like, the bridge of your nose is the bridge of the nose, top of the eye, but that doesn't, that's above your ear. So I've drawn all.
Oh, neat.
Oh my God, 25 months. Thank you. Jesus Christ. Thank you for the resub, Reese. Jesus Christ, it is neat. You were over, is that over 2 years now? Oh my God. Yeah, I guess we're inching towards 2.5 now. So like, I just like, I'm trying to figure out, because like this would technically, like the tip of your ear is supposed to be the edge of your eye. So technically the eyes should be here, like where like the, you know, like the eye should be like that. But that doesn't look right because my noses are too low then. Over 2 years by 1 month. Yeah, it's over 2 years. So like, I don't know. I'm just trying to like figure out where exactly, because like maybe I'll just draw it so like the eyes are always just a little bit above that, so it's not like exact. I also hate drawing eyes because every eye shape I draw just feels stupid. Like this just feels ridiculous. Everything feels ridiculous. I don't like drawing eyes. I'm just gonna do these. You guys are just gonna get these eyes, and you're just gonna have to live with them. And that's just what you get. I fucking, drawing eyes is such a nightmare. I want to do like angular eyes like this, because I think those are fun. I want to do like almond-ish kind of shaped eyes where they're kind of like that. Like I want to do like those. I want to do like monolitted eyes, which monolitted eyes I don't do a whole lot of, so I really always struggle to figure out exactly how to do them properly. But I want to do like these. Like those are nice. I want to do like the wider open eyes. I don't know. You gotta figure it out. Googly eyes. I just want 2 lines up and down right now. Done. Coraline, spider eyes could be fun, where I could do like these. Like we could do that, and then each one of these would be its own, like, you know, these could be fun. That's 6 and not 8, but that could be cool. I want an option with 3 triangle shaped eyelashes on the bottom lid. I'd accept it. Were you talking like if there's like an eye, you're trying to do like this, like that kind of like like that kind of vibe? Is that what we're going for? Leave an option to leave them pupilless and eyeless. Yeah, that's something we discussed yesterday. Yeah, don't you fret. We'll be working on those. Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna see how these go. I don't know what my plan is for eyes, because eyes are fucking difficult. I also need to thin my lines right now because these are too thick. Still too thick. Still too thick. Yeah. I think that's closer to what is accurate here. Yeah, okay. So let me lock that. Okay. TBH, the triple ears in the background looks kind of cool. Yeah, having the lots of ears is kind of fun looking. I just have them so I can kind of like take a look at where everything sits. Having a bunch of ears like that is kind of cool. It's too big of a fan of cryptids to forget the option to have creepy ass eyes. No, for real. I fucking love anything creepy like that. Thank you, Stream Elements, for telling me that I am now live 34 minutes and 43 seconds into my fucking stream. I'm aware. Everybody knows I'm live. Thank you, Stream Elements, for coming in clutch. I vote the multiple ears to be an option. I'll consider that. This happened yesterday. It keeps happening. Stream Elements fucking blows. It wants to ruin me. Stream Elements hates me. Okay, let me start with just like a basic, like, we'll do like a basic feminine almond eye, and then we'll do like a basic masculine almond eye. I don't know how to draw eyes. I'm gonna be entirely honest here. Oh, I already don't want to do this. Oh. This is going to be the stream where you hear me just moan and groan just the entire time, because drawing eyes genuinely makes me like want to die. It is one of the things I struggle the most with. I don't have a set style of eyes. Every eye I draw looks different. Those are okay. I want to do these as like the ones that like have like the clear lids, like that are like clearly like defined, and then do like, that is not how eyes work. Ah. I'm gonna struggle so much to talk normally today, because I just simply don't know how to do that while I'm also trying to draw eyes, because eyes are so complicated for me. Can I please have a circle? Circle. Circle. There we go. Okay. Maybe like this. I promise I'm gonna also try to talk about writing. I get eyes are so hard for me to draw. All right, are those kind of like an option for eyes? I might do like maybe not. That might be like an option. Should I play Inscription, Baldur's Gate 3, or Power Wash Simulator? I vote Power Wash. Common Stream Elements W, of course. I feel like this is a good start. Okay, so in terms of the writing event, I want to get back to that really quickly because I was not done with my thoughts here. I'm thinking, I feel like okay, how do I explain? I don't have any technical credentials. I was just thinking about this because I was speaking about it with Ollie. I don't have any writing credentials, in all genuineness. I've taken college courses on writing. I have taught an elementary school, or not elementary, I've taught a middle school writing and literature class for a semester. So like I have experience in teaching and understanding high level writing in college, and then in lower level reading in middle school. And I have a lot of experience in writing, and I also have a hyperfixation on the analysis of media, and like that's really what I have to offer. So like I'm a little unsure of exactly what people will want from me, so I might, with the writing challenge, it's not a challenge, a writing critique stream idea kind of thing, I'm thinking I might also need to add a section that's like, okay, here, add your writing, but also tell me like, what are you looking for? Because there's so many different forms of like writing and like critique that you can do. Like, in all genuineness, like, I cannot list them all. Like, are you looking for, like, end-level editing? I'm gonna be honest, if what you're gonna send me is something like, yeah, I really need help with, like, final end-stage editing, where it's just, like, you know, grammatical errors and, like, just, like, you know, minor, you know, the way things line up, if you're looking, like, phonetically, like, all that shit. I'm not helpful for that. I'm not an end-stage editor. I suck at grammar. I suck at spelling. That is not my forte. I am not useful for those things. I'm good for beginning stage and middle stage editing. So I definitely would probably have people like say exactly where they're trying to get that assistance. Hang on, I want to add, let's get rid of this one. I don't need that. I'm going to take the widest one. And then I think this is like the tallest one. Is there like a shorter one? Yeah, whatever. This is fine. Because like I want to like make sure that I'm like, I don't want somebody to send me in a piece of art or like a piece of art, a writing piece, and for me to be like, yeah, you should really work on these things. I think these things aren't lining up well. I think you could really adjust these things and it would really be helpful for you. And then being like, hey, thanks for that. But that's not at all what I wanted. I'm actually fine with all of those things. And I wanted you to tell me about like, I'm struggling with my pacing, and you're telling me that my character development sucks. Like that's what I'm really paranoid about. So I need to like make it clear that like if you're going to send me writing for me to analyze, I need you to be clear about like, here is what I would like the analysis on. I need assistance on my character development. I need assistance on my scene pacing. I need assistance on my word choice. I need my assistance on fucking everything. Please, for the love of God, help me. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I can do that. I will not tell you to stop writing. That piece of advice will not come out of my mouth. But yeah, I just need that like clarification base. Because there's nothing I hate more than like sending a piece of writing to somebody being like, yeah, I'm really struggling with like this, like the setting. It just feels really bland. And then being like, yeah, your dialogue is really bad. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I was not insecure about my dialogue 45 seconds ago. I was insecure about my setting, but thank you for making it clear that I should also be upset the fact that my dialogue is apparently very bad. So like I want to like make sure that like yeah, maybe I should also do that. Scale of 1 to 10, how much do you want this to hurt? I'd like to be clear. Like I said, I'm used to doing like writing critiques with middle schoolers where they hand me creative writing and I do critique with them. I like back and forth on critiques. So I would love if you'd actually be in the subathon and at the stream to do that back and forth. Because it's more useful for you. If you're not there, it's okay. I totally understand, but it would be useful. Because me just critiquing a piece of writing and not being able to have the back and forth will be a little harder. But just as like a conceptual or whatever, I'm normally not even just normally. I'm not a mean critiquer. I'm not going to be like, yeah, this writing is really, really poorly done. I think anything would be better. Actually, I think you should step away from writing as a whole. Probably never do that again. You know what I mean? Like that's not the type of critiques you're going to get. Obviously, if you ever get a critique like that from somebody, tell them to suck a dick, because that's crazy. But what I will say is that, like, if you're gonna send in a piece of writing for critique, be aware it'll be critiqued unless you're really specific of, like, I just want critique on character development, and then I will not comment on anything else. But, like, if you're gonna send in a piece of writing for critique, it's going to be critiqued, and there is, like, an art to receiving critiques. There's also an art to giving critiques, but there genuinely is, like, an art at, like, being able to hear and receive critiques, without taking it personally, because like you have to be aware of like if somebody's like, okay, so you know, I really think that the pacing on this is a little off and it feels like this, and it can feel like a lot of like, well shit, I just fucking did this entirely wrong and like somebody else could have done this better because God, mine is so bad. And that's like never what critique is about. I'm also gonna have some rules in terms of critiquing because chat will very minimally be permitted to critique. That is something I want to be like super specific about. And I don't know how you guys feel about that, but I want it to be very clear of like, if you have sent it in for me to critique, I have gained consent to give critiques on this writing. Chat has not been given consent to be critiquing these people's writing. So if you send me a piece of writing, like you've said, hey, I would like your advice on it because I value your input and I'd love for you to read it. That doesn't mean I want 40 people in a chat to also read and make fun of my writing, because that is what a chat will turn into. And if the person is in chat and wants advice from chat as well, or a chat wants to give some useful pieces of information, that's fine. But if it ends up being like me being like, yeah, I really think that the pacing on this could use this help, and everyone else would just tear them anew, like I don't want that to be it. Do you remember my boundaries on writing? I don't at the moment, no. But that's also because I usually will re-clarify boundaries on every piece of writing. Like, I don't usually memorize people's specific critique, like boundaries, unless they've been clearly expressed. Like, this is my boundaries whenever I share. But usually, like, I send writing to people a lot, and when I do, it usually comes with a different boundary every time of like, hey, I don't want any critiques on this, I just want to share it. Or like, hey, I'm really looking for critiques, this feels like shit and I don't know why. Or like, all of those different things. But yeah, I'm gonna have like a list. I'm gonna have a place for you to send the writing and a place for you to clarify, here is like the boundaries of what I want to be assessed. But I can also, like, I can give critiques without being an asshole about it. I can be like, yeah, the pacing feels really off on this scene. It's not poorly written, but it's definitely feels like the scene is moving slower than it should be. And I feel like if you want to improve on it, here's what I would do. It's never like, here's what you need to do to fix this because it's bad, because it's not. Your writing is your writing. I also would want to come into it with the rule of cool, which is a Brandon Sanderson's thing when it comes to writing. He has a very specific rule when it comes to writing, which is at the end of the day, when all of it comes down, if I give you a piece of advice and you go, man, that's a really good piece of advice, but in my story, I think I would prefer if it did this, then you always go with your gut, like, because that is the correct option. Like, that's just what it is. That's what it's meant to be. If I tell you, if I was writing this, here's how I would improve upon it, and you go, thanks for the advice, but I don't want to do that. Good. Fantastic. Like, you are more than allowed to always turn down critiques, and the rule of cool is, even if it breaks every rule of writing, even if it could be improved upon with a different thing, it's your piece of media. If you would prefer it this way, you do it this way. End of story. You know what I mean? That's kind of like where my concept with it comes. So, I hope that kind of like comes across for everybody, like that, like my word by God is not law. My word is not law. It's your right. It's your writing. It's your art. You're the person in charge of it, and thus, like, you're the only person who knows what's best for it. And even if you're like, yeah, I agree, it would be better done this way, but I like it this way because this is the way I want to write it, then that's the right answer for you. But you're Jesus. Maybe I am. But you know what? I don't even think Jesus was ever spoken of as he is always perfect and always correct. He's human. He's fallible. You know? Like, that's kind of part of it. Like, you know? I don't know. I don't know if I want my eyes shaded. I've just realized I want them to look cool, so I wanted them to be shaded, but I've realized that none of my skin is shaded, and maybe it should be. I'm starting to realize maybe I need to re-upload my skins, like, slightly shaded, because they are not shaded at all, and maybe that's weird. Is that weird? Should I be shading my skins? I'm not entirely sure. Or maybe I just don't shade my eyes. Yeah, I don't know. There's also a rule of thumb that not every critique is valuable. There are some people that will bring you down no matter what just to make you feel bad. That's not critique. That's insults. That's just not it. If you're giving a piece of advice just to tell somebody that their thing is bad and that it needs to be better, you are not critiquing, you are insulting. There's also gonna be some rules into what exactly I'll critique and what exactly I will like words I'll use. Let's talk CJ the X for a minute, because CJ the X is one of my favorite critique and analysts and all of that shit or whatever. But he makes a very clear that when he is working in creative spaces, working with people, working with others, critiquing or analyzing art, one of his really, really strict rules that I have become a huge fan of, and that I'm very, very strict with in my own practice of myself now, and also my analysis of other people's media, is I will not use the word pretentious, which is a super specific thing. But that is a harsh line that I'm going to draw. Pretentious is not a useful critique for anything or anyone at any given point. And CJ makes a really good point about this, is that like, if you're using pretentious to make a judgment on somebody else's piece of art, what you're trying to say in terms of prestigious, like what it or not prestigious, pretentious. If you're trying to say that a work is being too pretentious, like, oh, I don't really like this writing, it feels pretentious. Pretentious means that something is trying too hard to be something it's not. And who are you to tell something that it's not that? Like, saying pretentious is like saying like you're like, this writing is taking itself too seriously. Like, it's not good enough to warrant this level of like emotional like response. Like it's too pretentious. It's trying too hard. And that's just not a useful critique. It just genuinely isn't. It's not useful to quite literally anybody. So my thought process here is the same way CJ's is. I will not use pretentious. I expect nobody else to use pretentious for any reason. If you have the idea of wanting to use the word pretentious, come up with a better critique. If you can't come up with a better reason as to why you don't like it, as CJ says, I'm sorry, but I don't think you're qualified to actually be critiquing anybody, because pretentious is the best word for critique you have. You clearly don't have anything to add to the conversation. I'm sorry. That is something I have picked up from him in the way that he interacts with media. You know? So that's just a me thought. I'm gonna be fairly strict on. Quick question about the picrew, really quickly, for anybody who's interested in using the picrew at a certain point. My eye options, I was going to do the same as the other one. I was going to do Roy-G Biv, so red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, blue, both light and dark, purple, pink, brown eyes, and then I was going to do black, like all black and all white. Should I not be doing the basic Roy-G Biv? I was kind of just doing the basic ones. I don't know if I should be doing other colors, but I feel like this would probably be the best. Like, I wanted to give options, but not like a crazy amount. Like, I don't want to have to upload, because I'm realizing just how many fucking eyes I'm going to have to upload. Yeah, the green I'll probably do a little bit less intense. I'll probably turn it down a little. But yeah, my goal is just to kind of do like all of the colors you would probably need. Just so that way, even if you're like, oh, well, they have green eyes, but it's not that green, it's like, well, at least you got it. How many color options are allowed in picrew? I can do as many as I want to, I think. Or I think it's like 10 or whatever. Oh my god, you're right. I'm totally not wearing my crown. I'm so sorry. Thank you. I didn't even fucking think about it today. Thank you. I just fully forgot. I'd like dark green. Okay, yeah, we can do like a darker green. I probably won't do like neon green. Oh yeah, gray or silver. I can maybe add that one. Tired of giving olive neon green eyes? Yeah, it's a little difficult. But I also like, the only reason I have like a certain, like I'm trying to put a cap on how many colors I do is because I have to individually upload each eye shape and each color for each eye shape twice for each individual eye. So like if I do like 10 eye shapes and 7 colors, I now have 140 images I have to individually upload. Like that is a lot. And that's only for 10 eyes and 7 colors. Like, because it's just a fuck ton. It is a fuck ton of things to upload. So I'm trying to keep it to like a reasonable amount. I have so much respect for picrew makers. I didn't realize I've always been a little I've always been a little like, oh, why does picrew not have enough options? And then I tried making one. I was like, oh my god, I understand. So yeah. So I'm just gonna do my best. Maybe I'll combine like red and yellow, or the orangey yellow, and just do like a goldish color instead of doing like orange and yellow. Because then I feel like if I do like a goldish color, that can satisfy both groups of people. If I do like this, like I feel like that could work for an orange or a yellow-eyed character. I don't really run into a lot of orange-eyed characters, so I might do that. Because that might just be a good balance. And then let me do this. We'll delete this. Delete that. So I'll put there. And then green, I'm gonna try to do a little bit more of a muted green rather than like a bright. So I might do like that for greens because that feels more accurate. We'll do like the muted green, and then I will keep doing double blues. I will keep like, I'll do light blue because a light blue character is like completely different than like a really dark blue character. I might mute the dark blue a little bit because that's a little intense. Okay, so we'll do dark blues and light blues just because those are such wildly different. I will keep the purple. See, I want to do like, fuck you guys. I'm doing like pale purple because I need it. So fuck you. You're getting pale purple instead of like the dark intense purple. Fuck you guys. Who are the purple eyes for? Man, I wonder. Man, oh man. I definitely don't have a character who has purple eyes. That's not something I have. Oh, fuck. Hang on. Duplicate. There's so many of them. Okay, we'll do like pink eyes. I don't know exactly how many people are running around with pink eyes, but we'll do it. I've got the pale purples. And then I was gonna do brown. All purples are good? Okay. Me when I wanted orange. Hey, the gold works. Gold works for orange. Come on. Give me a break. How many times have we made the Alexandria's Genesis joke? Come on. Yeah. I feel like we've made it a couple of times, but I feel like we could always make it a couple more. Because Azazel is also, for anybody who doesn't know, I'm making jokes about my character Azazel, who has like pale lilac eyes. And he also, like, if you think about it, he's got the fucking Alexander's Genesis fucking bullshit, like angels, like disorder, or like he's got pale purple eyes, and he like practically doesn't grow body hair. This bitch is just fucking hairless. Yeah, fun fact. There's a condition that makes people get pale purple eyes and pale skin, and they don't grow any hair on their body, and they don't have their periods, but they can still have babies. Like, no. Albinism is a real thing. Yes, Alexandria Genesis is not a real thing. That was a Tumblr meme in years ago. I guess I can do like silver eyes. Like we'll do like, yeah, like this. If we want to do like gray eyes. Oh, fuck. Duplicate. And then the plan would be to also do these, which would be like this. Now these are going to be like completely white eyes because I always like to make sure those are added for bitches like me who need them. Because I am bitches and I need them. So I will do those. And then I also like to do the all black, just because I get that as well. Been there, needed that. So that way those characters have some representation. And this is going to be like every other picrew, where you're going to have to make some sacrifices, because I can't make everything, but I can sure do my best. It's also my first ever picrew, so we're working with it, boys. Now my fish works at Femboy Hooters. Wonderful. Can't believe Azazel doesn't get periods. Yeah, I can't believe he doesn't do that, but I can't believe he can get pregnant. See, okay, so this already, for one eye, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, which we have to double because I have to upload each eye separately so that you can pick 2 different colors, which means for one eye shape, I have to upload 22 images. That's what's gonna suck about this. That is what's going to fucking absolutely suck. Is I have to, like, this is going to multiply so fucking rapidly. So if I even only do 5 eye shapes, that is 55 eye options, making it 110 images. This sucks. And that's if I only do 5 eye shapes, and that's so minimal. I've got more noses than that. This is gonna suck. I'm really gonna do my best here, boys. And this is why you are the monarch. This unfortunate dedication. Yeah. But that's part of the fun of this, is like, it's something obnoxious and large and a bigger scale. That's like this. It's almost like undertaking an animation. It's like, this is gonna take you for fucking ever, but it'll be cool at the end of it. That's part of this. Okay. So that is one group of eyes. Boop. Time to do it again. Okay, anyways, while I go back to doodling new eyes, we can talk about writing again if you'd like. I have to decide what my next eye type is gonna be. Yeah. These were like upturned almondy eyes, so maybe I'll do like downturned, like more like the puppy eyes. But yeah, I definitely, I've been in a writing mood a lot recently. Oops. So I've been a little bit fixated on it. So I've definitely been wanting to talk about writing a little bit more often. That's not quite how that works. A little bit more often than I normally do. So like, I'm excited to kind of like get a chance to talk about it on stream. But I also have this like perpetual issue of like, when I want to talk about writing, I just like completely forget what writing is, and then I don't know how to fucking do it. Like I want to talk about like analysis, and then I'm like, oh my god, I can't wait to talk about writing, and then I'm like, what the fuck do I even say? Like writing is one of those things that like I wish I talked about on stream more often, but I genuinely would need more, like I need chat interaction to like ask to get me places, because I never know where the fuck to start when it comes to just talking about fucking writing. Like I have trouble just being like, oh yeah, guys, let me talk to you about what writing stuff is going on in my life right now. God, I don't want to draw eyes right now. This is making me crazy. I've just been actively getting back at it, as well as really trying to write a short story for one of my D&D characters. Yeah, I've been getting back at it. My goal is to finish the first draft of my novel by early March, which is where I'm running out of time. You know what? I'm gonna open up the fucking Nano channel and chat again and just rename it something else. I just want to have a writing sprints channel. Like I want to have just the option to just writing sprint. Do you know? Like I just like I don't know if I'll like sit in VCs with it all the time again, but like I just like, I don't know. I just really want to have the option to just sit and work on my writing. And I definitely have like I don't know. I struggle to keep excited about my own writing. So it's more fun when there's a group of people who are all excited about writing as a concept, because that makes it it's just easier. It's just, you know, we're human beings. We're supposed to do things as a collective. I don't know how to draw eyes. Oh my god, it's bad today. I want to do like a puppy eye where it's like that, maybe like that. I don't know why, like my fucking, okay. I really am. See, I want to do more of the curve down. Like that. But maybe not fully like that, you know? I said like that, you know, but not like that. But like then have like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to draw. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't want this at all. I do miss the VCs, but no forcing. Sorry if I bring that up a lot. Yeah, and I get it, but I'm definitely Uh-oh, my boy has the thickest thighs of all of Bikini Bottom. Dear God. How would it look if you flipped the other eye shape upside down? I don't know, I might be crazy. Like, if I just, like... Like, if I just, like... Not what I want to do. That's hang on. If it was less tired, hang on. If we got rid of the tiredness. I mean, it does look sad. Yeah, I just like I don't know what I'm trying. I'm trying to get like a very specific look here, but it's like I don't know how to do what I'm trying to do. Like I want to like I just like I can't like drawing drastically different eye shapes is like one of my weak points. Like it's like not something I fucking do. Oh my God, what the fuck? Why does it like I zoom in too close when I'm drawing eyes and then just bad things happen? But like I like the concept of doing like I want it to be like this maybe. Maybe I just need to like bring this down more. Like that maybe? Hang on, I still need these fuckers to be circles. Like that maybe? Whoa, my eraser's too fucking big. Like conceptually, like I could do like, these aren't like perfect, but like this could be like an eye shape, right? I don't know. I need to be able to make Billy from the Polar Express in this pic crew. What is... Those look like Billy from the Polar Express. God damn it. He's the best of the whole movie. I don't even know if I like these. I don't know why I struggle so much to make, like, downturned eyes, like, properly. Like, I just, like... They're not that hard, conceptually. And yet, I'm just, like, I simply don't know how to draw. I don't like them. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. I'm gonna draw these eyes about 700 times. I just need to make it so that the eyes go down. Because it's not usually the actual fucking down part that's downturned. It's just the fucking eye shape. But like, it never quite looks right. I don't know. Wah. Like maybe, you know what, actually that's not terrible. Okay, wait, hang on. Almost Satyr does not understand negative canthal tilt. I don't, I'm sorry. And this one's fucking cockeyed. I don't get it. I don't get what's so hard about it. Okay, fuck this for a little bit. I'm gonna do like the monolitted style instead. I will come back to trying to do the downward slanted eyes. It is something I desperately want, and I'm really struggling to do. But I love doing like these like very like I love these style of eyes. Like monolided eyes just look so pretty. Yeah. Eh. Maybe like that. That'll work. I don't know how many people of you guys in chat specifically have monolided characters, but does that look okay? I usually draw monolids a little bit like upturned to a slight degree. So I don't know if that like... It's definitely very similar. It's not like identical, but it's definitely a very similar shape. I'm always an hour late. Hey, what's up, mate? Hope you're doing well. Cock balls, real. God, I'm sorry. I struggle so much with talking right now. I can't like I've lost my ability to like dual stream. Like I've lost my ability to like talk and draw. Like that it simply should not be so absolutely fucking difficult. But for some reason, it is like impossible for me to like speak and draw, and then I'm like, okay, I really need to focus in on drawing, and then I go fucking dead quiet and I just don't talk. And I don't know why it's simply so hard for me. So I'm like, I'm doing my damnedest to fucking speak. But yeah, we'll do like this. I'm overwhelmed right now. I don't know how long today's stream will be because I'm very overwhelmed. But yeah. How are you guys doing? I should be able to hold a fucking talk right now, and I'm just simply flailing a little bit. Eyeballs. I used all my words talking to Ollie about writing earlier today, and now I don't know how to talk. I'm crashing from caffeine. I'm sorry. He's a femboy fish. Why? Who's the femboy fish? Who? Why? What is happening? How are the Xander? Xander's struggling a little in the brain. Xander's like overwhelmed. My boy, I'm so glad. Recovering from an infection? I'm sorry, mate. I apologize. That does not sound fun. Hey, femboy fish is good. Head hurt EP, but want to look at Norse mythology? I love Norse mythology. Norse mythology is a fucking huge thing of mine. He's a cis fish. He can be cis and be a femboy. He can be a cis femboy. Femboys don't have to be trans boys. Come on now. My headphones gave up, but I'm rendering, which is good. Okay. We've got some wins and some losses. Let's get rid of these so I can get the color I need here. Okay. Sorry. I'm sorry. I keep just like fucking getting lost in my own brain and not talking. I've got the brain disease at the moment where I just want to fucking talk about my own shit and not anything else that's useful to anybody here. But like, man, oh man, is writing an emotion. Getting coloring done right now? Love that for you. I literally watch Finster, okay? Yeah, it's true. My name? I can finally know more about myself. There's so many fun Loki myths. They are really fun. Do some reading. Yeah, I'm a huge fan. I came up with the trio drawing idea and executing it immediately. Yeah, go for it. I love when you have an idea and it's so good. You're like, I have to do this right now or I'll die. Okay, 2, 3. Yeah. Let's see what I didn't know about myself. Did you know you turned into a fish to escape and were caught by your own goddamn net because you're an idiot? Did you know that? Did you know? Are you surprised? So hungry. I'm about to grill the femboy fish. Don't grill the femboy fish. Don't do it. I'm also very hungry. That might be another reason today's stream might be a little short. Yeah, we're working on eyes today. Welcome, Pio. How are you? Hope you're doing well over there. Okay, I'm gonna go through and do my colors now. But Yeah, I've been a little stuck in my own writing recently. I feel like I need what other people have. I need to like steal like somebody to like give my writing to. I mean, obviously, like I should say another person, considering Ali already does all of the shit for me. But I need to like steal more people to get like outternal views on like how my writing is, because I love all my friends a whole lot, but I'm also like in this constant paranoid of like, well, they're my friends, so they have to like it. And obviously with some of my friends, like I'm comfortable asking like, hey, give me actual critique and read through this and like give me your actual like opinion on it. And some of my friends, it's more of just like, I want to show it to you and I want you to be excited about it. And sometimes I don't even have to ask for critiques. Wicked and Tyrio are insane. I'd like to clarify, I asked for critiques from both Wicked and Tyrio, but getting critiques from Wicked and Tyrio on the fanfic I was writing was one of the most intense critiques I've ever dealt with. And it was a good time, genuinely. But it was like, oh, that's what that feels like. I don't blame you because to agree, it's still a bit of an echo chamber, especially when it's always the same person. And not necessarily, because Ali, this is gonna sound super goofy. I use you for a different purpose than what I use a lot of people I send my writing to. Like, if I send people like my writing, like, how do I explain? I wouldn't send my writing right now to either Wicked or Tyrio. Love you guys both, but I'm not looking for any critiques. Like, because right now what I'm doing is writing, and what I need isn't, how do I explain? I'm not looking for critique. I'm not looking for it to be better right now. I'm not looking for the like, hey, this doesn't flow very well. What I'm looking for is like passion, excitement, which like I don't think I know anybody who does passionate excitement better than Ali does. Like she's got the passion. She's got the excitement. It's there. Like it's definitely like she's one of the best at that concept of just like how excited can you be? Like how much excitement over something can you have? And it's super useful for when I get stuck in these things of like, yeah, I want to write, but like I'm just not interested in my writing anymore, because she'll be interested. We love how happy Ali is. Ali is amazing. It's not even necessarily that she's happy. She's passionate. Like she's got that like she's got the drive in her. She's got that dog. She got that dog, man. / positive. Ali is happy. Yeah, and a lot of my friends are really good for that. A lot of my friends are really good on having the like, I like this and I'm really excited about it, rather than the here's what you can do better about it. But I also like, for my like, I need all of those things, so I would never be like, oh yeah, well, you know, I don't want to send my writing to this person, or I don't need to send my writing to this person because they can't provide anything for it. Like, because that's just not how it is. That sounds really shitty to say. Like, I'm never like, man, I guess I just don't need to send my writing to fucking, I don't even know. I don't need to send Wicked any writing, so I'm not going to benefit from her, so she's just not going to get, like, I'm not just using my friends. It's just that I usually send my writing at different stages to different people, because I know different people will give different types of reactions. Fishboy calves are the width of his head. That's the way it's meant to be. I like when things are finished so I can brain rot it over it all at once. Yeah, some people prefer to get the whole thing all at once. Some people prefer to get it chapter by chapter. Like, I ain't got any opinions on the way that you like to consume media. Like, go crazy, you know? So, yeah. Any hoodles. That's just, like, all of the little, like, brain thoughts. Like, everybody has, like, different, like, whatever. Honestly, I know, and this is not something that, like, I'm, like, super insecure about. It's just, like, a thought I have, is that, like, I know that there are people who don't want to send me their writing, or are scared or nervous to send me their writing, and preface a lot of it with, like, I'm not literally looking for any critiques or whatever. Like, I just want, like, some input. Like, I just want you to read it, and I want you to see what you think. And I'm very aware of that fact, because I am intrinsically a critiquer. Like, that is the type of person I tend to be. And I don't always mean to be, and sometimes it is more than people want. And I definitely don't always feel good about it. But, like, that's just, like, it's just kind of how I think, I guess. So I have constantly like being aware of it and like trying to make sure that I discuss it with people, because I never want to critique a piece of art that like isn't mine to critique. Like if people just want to like their media and that's so good. That is all they need to do, you know? Like I don't need to be there to be like, yeah, it's good, but like could be better. Like, do you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm a little insecure about it because I know I am a critiquer, which also means that for the most part, most people aren't coming to me to be like, oh my God, Xander, I'm so excited about this writing. And I want people so badly to like, I want you to be excited about it. Like I can hype people up and be excited about it, but I feel like that's probably not what people are coming to me for, because they're afraid that in that writing stage that I'm going to start trying to edit it. And I do, and I've done it to people before, and I'm so bad about it sometimes. Do you want a Choco Egg? They're mini Kinder Eggs without the prizes. Maybe? I don't know if I like Kinder Eggs. Still great for you fixing my wound situation during Nano. Oh yeah, that's just like, yeah, writing stuff. Writing stuff is sure fun. Okay, so we have two very similar eye shapes. We have like the more monolitted style and then like the lidded style here. Now to do another style. Okay. Back to doing this shit. Okay. White chocolate covered in milk chocolate. I don't eat white chocolate. I'm sorry. I hate white chocolate. Like, so genuinely. I hate white chocolate. Not a fan of it, literally at all. Yee. Me too, but they're so good. Yeah. Enjoy them then. I'm curious from the people who may send me writing or people who are also writers of the chat, because I really want to curate a more writing based community, just because this is something I really, really want to participate in. Like I want to, I don't know. I want to know like what people, like what you guys take your view on that. I want people who want to talk about writing. I'm always happy to be involved in anything. I also like, I'm going to be honest. I don't send my books to a lot of people because I write books, like 50 to 80,000 word books. I can't just text a friend and be like, hey, do you want my book? Because like, I'll offer it to my friends. Like, Reese, I offered you the book and you're like, I'm good. And it's like, that I totally get, because trying to offer someone like, hey, I wrote something, do you want to like take a look at it? That is its own thing, where like people are like, you know, I wrote a little thing, do you want to read it? That's one thing. But being like, hey, I wrote an 80,000 word novel. Do you want to read it for me and tell me what you think? Like, you did not say you wanted to read it. Not when I asked you during Nano. I was offering it people if they wanted to be, no. I've talked to Emily about this afterwards, because I was listing all the people who said they wanted it. When I was asking everybody in call if they wanted it sent to them or not, you said, I'm good. Hang on. During Nano, yes, because I was mid-season. Oh, well, yeah, it's also I didn't know that was a not yet. I was asked if people wanted it to be sent, because I was asking, do you want me to send it chapter by chapter, or do you want it sent when it's done? I meant your old novel. Oh, I'm not sending that to anyone, because I'm never going to publish it, and I'm embarrassed that I wrote it. And I would be embarrassed to send it. I actually took it away from several people who didn't finish reading it yet. I stole it away from them. Emily never got to finish reading it, and neither did my old roommate, because I was embarrassed, because it's not good. Now, is that a good practice? No, but yeah, I would send you my old novel, but I would probably die of embarrassment, because it's not. I've been told some critiques on it, and they're right. So if you'd like, you can just wait and read this next one. Otherwise, maybe at some point when I'm less embarrassed, I'd let people read the old draft of the last. I don't know, man. I don't know. I really wish I would like that novel, and I don't. I was really, really proud of Lamb of God, not Lamb of God, Those That Fear Us. For those of you who don't know, I'll read the Nano one if you want to give it, but that's your call. I'll offer it out to friends once it's done. Some stories and books are just for yourself. It is, and that's true. At the end of the day, being an author, part of being an author is killing your darlings, which usually in a scene means like, I have a really good idea, but it's just not going to fit. You have to accept it and move on. But being an author also comes with this understanding of not every idea you have is going to make a great book, and not every book you finish is publishable. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, it's this understanding of like, part of creating is creating things that aren't perfect and just, you know, accepting that. Like I worked on Those That Fear Us for 2.5 years, almost 3 years, I think, before I went, yeah, that's enough. It's not getting better. I'm not going to finish it. I'm too embarrassed to put it out. I'm good. I'm done. And put it away on my shelf. And I was really proud of it. It was the first book I could ever say I actually wrote, like like cover to cover novel, could be a fully finished story. It would be the first of a series. I have it printed out in this horrible state that it was in. And it was a really good experience because it was a proof of concept that I could finish a book, but it wasn't good. What was so bad about it? Part of it was context. Part of it is, and this is something I ended up talking with people about after I had finished writing it, where the subject matter is really dark. It's a really dark novel. I wrote a very dark subject matter, but it's that's not necessarily like a bad thing. Like, writing dark subject matter isn't inherently something that you shouldn't do. You like very well can write dark subject matters. It's just, it was a very intensely dark subject matter about maybe something that like I wasn't super well versed in being able to talk about. So like I feel like I maybe wasn't doing it justice, which is why I would probably never want to publish it. And also it was a Nano book, which if you don't know, NaNoWriMo, if you're in chat and you happen to be somebody who's not 100% certain about what Nano is and how it works, NaNoWriMo is a challenge in November in which you are challenged to write an entire novel, first draft, 50,000 words in 30 days. If you have any reference point, that's a fuck ton of words. It's 1,667 words every day for a month. Those That Fear Us, I had no ideas of. I started November 1st with no idea for a book. I took 3 days to plan out characters, setting, and plot, which is not enough time to plan those things out. And then I spent 27 days writing furiously and finished the book. That was a nightmare, obviously. But so like the book is rushed. It feels lost and wandering. The characters at the beginning feel really flat because when I started writing the book, I legitimately I knew nothing about them. The characters feel undeveloped in the beginning of the story because they are undeveloped, because I literally didn't know anything about them. I joke about this all the time, but Embry, the main character of that story, when I first started writing them, their name was Sock, because I didn't have a character name for them yet, so I legitimately, for the first 4 chapters of writing them, referred to them as Sock. That is the name I gave them, because I just needed a word that I knew I wasn't going to use anywhere else, just something to call this character so I could move the fuck on and stop thinking about it. And I knew in every book I've ever written, I have never referenced a fucking sock. So I labeled them Sock and started writing, because I couldn't waste any time coming up with character ideas. Hey up, Sunset. So yeah, no, the first like 5-6 chapters of the book, there's no character development because I didn't know these fucking characters yet. I was writing a character named Sock. The first draft of the book had dragons in it. The end result does not. I wrote an entire chapter involving dragons and writing dragons into the lore, and then halfway through November I went, this doesn't make any fucking sense, and then completely cut dragons out of the book. There's a noticeable hole where the dragons should have been. That's what happens when you try to come up with an idea and write an entire book in 30 days. It's not great. It's a poorly written book. It has severe whiplash within the first 3 chapters. And there are parts of it that are well written. Some of my prose is well written. Some of my dialogue is well written. There are specific scenes that I'm really proud of. That doesn't mean it's a good book. Do you know what I mean? There are specific scenes that are you can tell that I have skill when it comes to writing as a craft. But because it was written so rushed, it doesn't lend itself well to a well-written novel with like structure and plot. And I spent 2 years trying to edit that fucking thing, trying to break it down and figure out what was wrong with it and rewrite it so it sounded better. But the reality was it was so broken at the base. The foundation was rotten that like trying to rewrite it in a way that kept the story that I had written and didn't just completely reinvent a new concept altogether. There was so much I couldn't, I'd have to start over. Like it couldn't have been an edit. I would have had to completely scrap the book 100% and start back over with the ideas of the book, but write it 100% from scratch. And it just, at this time in my life, is not something I'm willing to do. I'd rather just set it aside. I've spent too much time on it and just move on to my next better idea. Like, and that's kind of what I'm working on now is Lamb of Gods, which is the next, hopefully, better idea. And so far I'm pretty satisfied with where this one's going. So I don't know. It's a difficult decision to try to make, you know? It's definitely not easy to be like, yeah, well, that was, man, fun book to try to write. Too bad it was bad. And set it aside and understand that, like, yeah, I spent like 2.5 years working on this book and no one's ever going to read it. Like, that's a hard thing to accept as an author. But what else can you do, you know? It doesn't belong anywhere, so it's just like, all right, good work, good practice, next. That's part of being an author. It's part of being an artist. It's part of creating. It's something I was ranting about on my New Year's stream. Create good work, and then maybe recognition. That book wasn't good work, therefore, no recognition. No need for it. Because I don't even want to reach out for it, because I'm sure, I guarantee you, I could post that book and there would be some people who would fucking love it. But it's not up to my standards. Xander, if I come up with a book idea, could I ship it your way and hear if it sounds good? It'll include Norse gods. It's me, I would fucking love it. Oh, God. I don't know if I want to send it to you, man. I really don't. I don't know. I know you want it. I think Wicked wants it. Apparently Reese wants it. I don't know. Maybe I'll fucking send it to you guys. Maybe I'll fucking... I don't know. I don't know. I'm like... I don't mind the story, man. I just want to be included. I promise you're not being excluded from this because very few people have read it. Ollie has read it all the way through. Ice has read it all the way through. Yeah, that's it. My roomie has read a couple chapters of it. Emily, you didn't read it all the way through. I thought I cut it off from you before you got to the end. Didn't you specifically say you had like 4 chapters left still and I cut you off? Am I misremembering that? I was fairly certain you didn't finish the book. I'm fairly certain I asked you to stop reading. I read like 15 to 20 of my fucking back. I'm not insulting you. I was saying people who have read it all the way through, not people who have read some of it. I was just listing people who have finished it. You read a good chunk of it. You read a good chunk of it. Ice read it all the way through. Ollie read it all the way through. Rumi read a good chunk of it. I don't know. I think that's really it. There were 2 people I sent it to who never even opened it. I don't remember who at this point. I just remember the emails I sent out. I really just want to know anything about the characters in the book, of my old story or the new one. Both TBH. I mean, I'd be happy to talk about them, I guess. Help, now I have a fun book idea, but I promised people I would make an ARG, but I don't know if my brain could do both. Hey, one bite at a time, friend. Genuinely. Don't bite off more than you can chew, because you'll end up hating all of them. I can't tell if these eyes are cute or not. I think they're cute. Okay, actually, I'm fairly happy with these. Yeah, these are good. I like them. What is an ARG? An alternate reality game. It's essentially a story in which, to understand the concept of the full story, you would need to interact directly with it to discover parts of it. And it is often told as if the person telling it believes that this is the world they are living in. And it's an alternate reality from our own. So yeah, Welcome Home is one of them. This house has people in it is an ARG. Where Did the Sun Go, or whatever that one's called, is an ARG. Trying to think of what are the other ones. God, what is the Locust? There's the Locust one. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of them. So a game? No, it's not a game. It's usually a video. Like, it's usually like a series of videos in which people post a YouTube video, usually. Sun vanished. Yeah, cicada something. See, Alex is with me. Wilbur Soot sometimes has ARG, yeah, sections to it. He has the Wilbur Soot, the ARG thing. Monument Mythos is a really good one to list. Good call. Essentially, people post YouTube videos as if they are speaking about fact and talking about a true world in which they are living in, but it is very clearly an alternate reality. Like it would be like a movie kind of thing. Like, it's like you're like watching somebody talk as if they're like living in the real world, but it's something different. And then you have to interact more deeply to understand it. I almost wouldn't quite label Genloss an ARG because there isn't. Yes, SCPs are absolutely a mass ARG. SCPs are one of the largest ARGs. But Genloss doesn't have the layer of you have to do the research. Usually there's layers to it where you can just watch the videos. Mystery Flesh Pit National Park is such a good ARG. You have to, if you just watch the videos, you will get a piece of story. But if you want the deep layers of it, there are codes, there are ciphers, there are hidden links, there are secret websites where you have to click on everything and watch it back and find the video and put it, like, rewind it backwards. And like, it's not just interact with the media by like making choices where it's interactive like Genloss was. But I mean, like, if you want the story, you have to dig, you have to work for it. Sometimes it requires massive groups of people working together. Sometimes it includes going to actual physical locations to find things. Like ARGs are such a large, like, sometimes it'll take years to take apart all of these little like chunks. Wait, those eyes are so cute. I know, I'm actually really happy with these. Very happy with these. So yeah, any hoodles. ARGs are super cool. Do a little bit of looking into them if you're like at all interested in the concept, because they genuinely are like a really cool little thing that, like, if you want to play around with them, they're really fun. I almost did an ARG once, and it was very fun. I had one like planned and like essentially written, but never actually like went through with it. I missed an ARG conversation. Yeah, we were just talking about what ARGs are. Yeah, Wendigoon's analysis of the Monument Mythos is crazy. I was watching it with my last roommate. It is a whole thing. I actually watched Wendigoon's analysis before I watched Monument Mythos myself, like, just because it was more fun to kind of consume it through his eyes, which is what I end up doing usually. Yeah. Hell's Hole had such a good concept too. I was so happy to get in as an artist for it. Bro, you were an artist for an ARG? That's fucking wild. That shit's wild. 1, 2, 3. Okay, going back to duplicating my layers a couple hundred times real quick. But yeah, anyways, yeah, writing an ARG is something completely different from writing a book, which is, honestly, stories have a best media to be told in. Sometimes you have an idea and you know it would be best told in like an ARG. But sometimes you're like, no, this would be best as a book. This would be best as a movie. Sometimes even if you have like the best idea ever and you're like, God, I can't wait to write this as a book. Sometimes there's like a certain point where you get to like, this would be better as like a comic book or a movie, or sometimes they're like, this would be better as a video game. Like, I don't know. Like, it's, yeah. Perfect example, I am a search and rescue officer on Reddit. I have a question mark on that? The pre-fandom in the Discord was getting, oh, that's always hard. It always sucks when a good piece of media gets ruined by a shitty fan base. I was told it wasn't coming out till June. My God, you haven't read it? No, I haven't. From No Sleep? No, that's not one I've heard, actually. The Staircases? No. Send me that one. I love me some good No Sleeps. I love me some good No Sleeps. Oh my God, Reese is having an aneurysm. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to disappoint Reese. I don't think any of my art ever reached that side of the rest of the staff. Yeah. I was an artist on a video game design. Did you know that? It's also one of those projects that got developed and then got shut down. We didn't quite get to production level. But I was a artist in the character design aspect of Altoria, which was a video game that was in development. And I designed the race of Abyssals, as well as their like gods and like all of that stuff. Let me see if I still have it. Yeah, Altoria. My art was very, very bad back then, compared to what I do now. So this was years ago. But we were doing, essentially there were different levels of what are called Abyssals. They were beach dwellers and shallow dwellers, which were the, surface level deal. So they were like, the beach dwellers were definitely, they're a water-based race. So the beach dwellers were like pale and like had like beige skin, and they were really only had to go into water like once a year. They kind of like could go back and forth, but they were really just on the land. And shallow dwellers were like very light blue, very friendly. People would like save drowners or whatever. But these were like the people who were like essentially surface level creatures. And then they were the salt depths, which had specifically, they had like the head fins and they had much smaller pupils than the surface salts, which were people who had much larger pupils that were more on the surface. But yeah, the salt depths had three different types: depth dwellers, royals, and kaijus. Depth dwellers had more fins. They were darker. They had more scales, and their eyes were glowing because they were depth focused. The depth dwellers were the ones who lived at like the bottoms of the ocean. They also were fully nonverbal in contact or in communication. They communicated without voice because they couldn't so low. Royals were bright fucking purple. They were like the tippy top of the races. They were the ones who like led the wars, read all of that shit. And then kaijus were essentially these like, how do I explain? Kaijus were like the ones that had like a deep instinctual connection with animals and were referred to as like sacred. They were like the healers, the worshippers, like the religious aspect. Hello, Cuddles. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. Oh, okay. You almost got me there. Greetings. Would you like to purpose? No, wait. No, Bonds, it's okay. Wait, no. No. Unban. Let me unban you. Hang on. You almost got me there. It said no. Well, they don't need to get because one follow from me personally. Let me go fetch you. I have to go unban you real quick. Actually, I don't even remember how the fuck to get there. Oh my God, Sid Reese. The effort I have to do to unban, I always forget where the fuck to go there. How do I go unban you? Banned? Wait. No, I don't. Yeah, unban. There we go. I knew there was a button for it. Let's see if that worked. There you go. You unbanned now? Welcome back. Welcome back. Sorry, you got popped by my mods are really efficient. Sorry. Welcome back from hell. Sorry, you just got thrown into the abyss. That's a dangerous first message to be playing. Yeah, that's a good question. How often do you get banned immediately from a message like that? Because my mods are quick, so when they see shit like, do you want to buy followers? It's so instant. Like, they've gotten really good at their jobs. Not often. Interesting. Yeah, I have very protective mods who are very quick. They're good at their jobs. But there you go. Actually, I think that's the first time I've ever had to unban somebody. I don't think we've ever unbanned someone before, so there you go. Welcome in. Sorry you got thrown into hell. I hope you're okay. Love the hair color? Thanks. It's sure something today. But yeah, any hoodles. Yeah, so there's the kaijus, and then marsh dwellers and lake skippers are what we called our freshwater ones, which were like the green ones, and then the lakes and streams kind of people. I didn't actually end up drawing all of the types. Here's like the essential like basics of them. Again, these are such old drawings, but at this point they're very not exactly my skill level anymore. I'd love to like redo these someday. But these were the salt shallows, the salt depths, and the fresh lake like basic character designs, where they had like different styles of fins and ears, obviously different levels of like eye development based off of like exactly how much they needed to be able to see. The teeth were all a little bit different, like the hairstyles. But yeah, this was kind of like the way that I was designing them. And then like I had like some very basic, like, I don't even know. I think this was supposed to be a salt dude at some point. This was like the shallows. This is a fucking garbage drawing, Jesus Christ. Those are the shallows. These were like, this was like a fucking, this was a beach dweller. I don't want to talk about how poorly drawn these are. These are royals. This was like a royal. This is a very clearly traced image of a human being. I'd like to be clear about that. Also a traced image of a being, very clearly. But then I developed her. I don't want to talk about the skill of the art level again. This is like 2.5 years old. Maybe longer, admittedly. But this is Undua, which was the goddess of them. I was actually really happy with these guys. And Undua, I like wrote her entire lore and created her. And they were really, really excited about her. And then this was a kaiju. This was like the spiritual ones. Again, really poorly drawn, but it was a really fun idea. But one day I'll drop my entire Siren World building. Yeah, this was just like my fun little thing. I did like some environment practice or whatever. But yeah, this was like just like a little cool like thing I got to do, like working on like developing these characters. Maybe one day I'll drop the lore I wrote about Undua. But yeah, design like that is really fun. All right, back in here. Those bowls are great though. Thank you. I was really trying to learn. Does the one with the half chin tat have a specific meaning for the fish people or the same as in real life? The tattoos on them were something that the people in my the team I was working on wanted me to have. They wanted me to replicate tattoo styles of like Maori. I was struggling to pronounce that. Maori and like Hawaiian like styles. And like 2.5 years ago, I was like, yeah, sure, I can do that. I can do face tattoos. And looking back, I was like, maybe not, guys. But I was like, yeah, dude, I'm designing a video game for you. I'll do whatever you want me to. But they essentially had sent me with references of ideas that they wanted. Originally, they didn't have any tattoos at all in my first designs. They also didn't have like the weird like dotted eyebrows. They didn't have any piercings because I was like, they're underwater creatures. They don't need that. And they're like, make them more fun looking. And I was like, what do you want from me? And they sent me like a bunch of references. And I was like, yeah, sure. Cool. I'll add all that in because I was just working for a team. Looking back, little sus. But yeah, that's kind of where those were coming from. Definitely not exactly how I would design stuff anymore. But yeah, it was definitely an interesting little experience. It was a weird experience to say the least. I've never worked under a team before where they're like, hey, this is your task, like this is your job to go do these character designs and bring them back to us, and like bring them back and then be like, all right, that's a good start. Here's what we want you to change and like make better. And like, it's just not something I'd ever done before, which was interesting. So it was definitely a fun little experience. It's something I'd be interested in doing again someday. Maybe not under the same circumstances of a Discord of random people, but yeah. I have an entire world I've been building for 3 years with like 8 mortal species and 3 divine species and 2 generations of gods and 5 generations of mortals. I love that. I often don't do that. I don't develop my worlds as deeply. There are some. I did have a world that I worked directly on for about a decade. But it's trash because I started it when I was like 12. And never really recovered from that, because starting something when you're 12 means it's always going to feel a little bit like you're 12. Unless I like completely scrapped it and rewrote it, which I tried to do several times. Like, that's just its own thing. But yeah, that's just some of that stuff, some of them thoughts. But yeah, writing is such a fucking adventure. Like the worlds I'm working in right now, I'm personally, and this is just a me thing, I personally tend to try to lean to hard magic systems, and I always end up having to fall back to soft magic systems because sometimes it just gets too muddy and too overwhelming. I don't know if you guys are hard world developers or soft world developers, hard magic systems or soft magic systems, or if you guys know what those mean. I feel like most people kind of have a basic concept of that. If there's someone in chat who doesn't quite get it, let me know and I'll dive into it. But yeah, it's just like, I always want to lean into hard magic systems and hard world building because I feel like it ends up feeling more developed, and I'm like, it's better if it's overdeveloped. And if I know every answer to every question, then it's good, because that's what good is. And then it just gets convoluted and it takes too much time, and I get swallowed up by it, and the story feels bogged down, so then I end up drifting back towards more of a softer development. I have no clue what you're talking about, but I'm enjoying it regardless. Okay. Hard developments and soft developments when it comes to writing and world building and magic building and all of those things are asking you how much of this is dictated by law and how much are we leaving this to question. So like hard world building or hard magic systems, everything is explained, everything has an answer. There is a government system and we understand how the politics would work. There is a monetary system. We understand how the economics of the system would work. We know this is what this piece looks like, and this is how much it costs, and here's how many of these turn into how many of these. We know the local regions. We know how the regions are divided into cities. We know how the politics run each of those things. We would like understand the flora and the fauna and the weather systems and like all of this like really detailed, like it is by law. And then soft world building is just like, this is the world we're in, and it's, you know, it's a world in which these kind of things exist. Like, it's very like, yeah, it's very like, on one end is like hyper developed, we know the answer to absolutely everything, and soft worlds are just like, this is how it works, and fuck you if you want to know why. And magic systems are a little bit more skewy with it, because a hard magic system is something that has cause and effect, direct consequences, direct ways that things work. Some people like to reference Harry Potter as a hard magic system because, like, you know, there's like laws for how each thing works, and like, here's how this magic works, and you have to move your wand in this exact way and say this exact word, and if it works, it works, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. And like, it's like, there's like people will try to use that as being like, that's a hard magic system, you know, because they're like, yeah, you have to swish it and flick it and then say this exact, like, Wingardium Leviosa and whatever, and if you don't do it right, it's wrong. But that's if you're looking at like the most absolute basic concept of a hard magic system, because the reality of it is incredibly squishily, terribly soft magic system, because none of it's ever explained, because some wizards can do it without words at all, and some wizards can't do it, and some wizards, if you move your wand a different way, it doesn't really matter. And apparently, actually, all of the swishes and flickers don't actually matter at a certain point. And also, nothing else is explained in the magic systems. But she tries to make you think it's a hard magic system. My magic system is a hard magic system with things built in specifically to break those rules. Yeah, for sure. I lean so much into hard, like, I mean, calendars and maps, one of the few things I can draw, but it does get overwhelming. It can. And some people are world builders more than they are even writers. Some people just world build for years. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes things work and sometimes they just don't, and there's also no reason for it, yeah. But yeah, there's definitely there can be things that are too soft of magic systems where your reader, instead of left feeling like whimsical and like, wow, all of this magic is so cool, I don't really know how it works, but it's really engaging and fun, and instead are left like, why the fuck does any of this work? Why does it make any sense? Harry Potter is one that's a little too soft, where it's like people are just left confused and like, what the fuck is going on? I don't understand. Whereas something like Spirited Away, the Studio Ghibli movie, that movie is a soft magic system. We do not explain how the spirit world works. We do not explain how you got here or why you got here. We do not explain any of those things. But the magic system isn't used to solve problems. That's where hard magic and soft magic is different. If you are going to use your magic to solve problems in your world, it needs to be hard enough that we understand why and how it solves problems and which problems it cannot be used to solve. Otherwise, if you just want to have a magic system in place to bring magic to your world, let it be as soft as you want. Spirited Away, not a single thing is explained. Nobody knows why eating this specific magic thing can help you do this. No one knows how Yubaba takes away people's names. Thank you, Tyrael, for subscribing for 24 months. Like, none of those things are explained. There's one, like, none of those pieces make sense. But they don't have to, because we're never like, why can't we just use magic to solve this problem? Because it's not shown that magic is a problem solver. It's used as a backdrop, an environment. Jesus Christ, Tyrio, 2 years, huh? Jesus Christ. That is a lot. That is so long. Thank you for the 2 years, Queen. I'm so hungry right now. I cannot stream for so long. 2 years, love, and many to come. Thank you. I only got 3 eyeball types. I got our downturned, our monolitted, and our almondish. I don't know what other types of eyes I want. But now I'm invested in talking about world building. Man, you guys also asked about my writing, and I didn't take the chance to immediately tell you everything, and I feel like I've made a mistake here. I wanna talk about my damn writing so badly all of the time, and then the chat was like, I want to know about your writing, and I was like, and then immediately changed the subject. Ugh. Isn't that to say that magic can't be a problem solver if it's soft though? Yeah, no, I mean, yes, to a certain degree, yes. Lord of the Rings is a soft magic system, and it does use magic to solve its problems, yes. But the point of it is, you've done your magic system wrong if at every single problem, we're left throwing our hands up and going, why couldn't you have just used magic to fix it? Lord of the Rings, at least from what I remember of it, it keeps some of the boundaries in place. The things you need to have a good magic system are you need to have limitations, you need to have costs, and your magic needs to have a reason that it can't just fix everything, which is usually why you come up with rules, costs, like whatever it is. Whether it's like a muscle that you have to use and using it too much will exhaust you, or whether it's mana and you only have so much of it, or whether magic is something that more often has caused more problems than fixed them. It's one of those things, you know? Like, it's one of those things that, like, if every problem in your story could be solved by magic, you either need to solve your problem, or you either need to change your problems, or you need to change your magic system. Because otherwise you're just going to be screaming at your characters constantly of like, just call Gandalf, it's fine. Like, you know, like you need to have a reason as to why I'm not just calling Gandalf every time I cause a problem. I personally love magic systems with magic exhaustion. It's so wonderfully dramatic. Yes, people love a magic system that has a cost because it makes it feel like the magic isn't just a solve everything. Maybe it's that your magic system is genuinely like a muscle, and that if I use it too much, everything is going to start hurting, and at a certain point, I'm going to push too far, and it's going to exhaust me. Aragon has a system like that, in which you can use magic, but it draws exhaustion from you. It draws on this well that we have within us, and if you overexert your magic, it will take so much exhaustion from you that it will kill you. If you try to use more magic than you have, you will die. That is how it works. For some people, it's a mana reservoir, and they only have so much mana that they can use, or so much magic energy juice inside of them that they can use before they are completely out. And now it's not like they're passing out, but they just don't have anything left to give. Fairy Tail is very much like that. I believe My Hero Academia is essentially the same way. You're not going to die or pass out if you use too much of your energy, but at a certain point, you stop being capable to draw any more magic out of you. Sometimes in My Hero Academia also has really good with making it so that powers or magic or quirks or whatever you want to call it have a cost. They should have a cost to use. If it's a dark evil magic that you're using, maybe it corrupts you more every time that you use it. If you're Todoroki in My Hero Academia, you're using fire powers will overheat your body temperature and you will have damage from it. Or if you're using ice powers, it will freeze your skin and you'll have frostbite from it. Like, let your magic cost something to use, and it will never feel like a cheap solution. That is the best way to get a magic system to feel genuine and real. If it has consequences and cost, it will never feel like a cheap answer to every solution. Because when somebody goes, why can't you just use magic to solve this problem? You'd go, because if I used magic to solve this problem, it would either destroy everything around me or it would kill me in the process. And people go, oh, well, that makes sense. And then you move on and find a real solution. Writing magic is really difficult for some people. Did I just hear Mickey? Maybe. Fuck me in the ass with an interesting magic system with rules and shit like this. Genuinely. If you are an anime person and you haven't watched My Hero Academia yet, please watch it. I apologize, the first season is a little bit of a drag. Just because it's a teen anime where everybody just cries all the fucking time. And by everybody, I mean the main character is just constantly fucking crying. But My Hero Academia is one of the best magic systems I have ever interacted with. Like, I've not seen a magic system done better than that. It is a semi-hard magic system for them. I would fully state it is a hard magic system. It explains where quirks came from. It explains how people have quirks and don't have quirks. It is a fantastic use of like superpowers and magic systems in writing. Every single power has a drawback. It has a consequence. It has a limit. And they explore those constantly. And they also show how you physically train like a muscle to improve those magics. People aren't just inherently stronger. They could have a shitty, useless quirk and then train to be the strongest with that quirk. It's really great. Oh my god, Midoriya is the worst. I used to really dislike him when I first started it. Season 1, I really didn't like Midoriya, but I will say I fucking love Izuku Midoriya. He is a well-written character, and just because he's not dark or dramatic or sad or depressed, and he fucking is emotional, and he's a baby, and he cries, and motherfucker, if I was in his situation, I'd be bawling like a bitch every day too. Holy fuck. Like, I get why people don't like Midoriya. I get it. If you prefer Kirishima or Bakugo or fucking any of the other fucking losers who have these intense and dark traumatic stories and are really cool and really fucking macho or whatever, and Izuku Midoriya is a babyface motherfucker who cries all the time. And if I lived in his world and I dealt with what he dealt with, I would be a babyface motherfucker who cried all the time. I love Izuku. He is well done. He has an amazing character arc. His development from season 1 to season 6 is unfucking precedented. It is just slow burn, and it takes time for him to develop and change. If you're willing to sit it out, you will be rewarded. It is good shit. It is good storytelling. It has genuine character development that doesn't happen right off the bat. The first time he experiences something hard, it doesn't just immediately change his character. It takes seasons worth of beating the shit out of this kid for him to lose any of his fucking hopeful cheer. He is such a well-written character. Fuck all the Midoriya haters. / lighthearted. Sorry. I got intense about that one. Magic's slowly building some of my characters. Yeah. Oh, slowly blinding some of my characters. I named my first 2 D&D characters. Wait, where is your pyramid thing? Where'd you say it? My magic world is handed down from the universe to some objects to the gods, to the divines, to the mortals, to the animals. Oh yeah, so yeah, it's like a pyramid system. Watching season 5 with my dad right now. It's good shit, man. Reminds me of a character with their character development. Yeah, character development should take time. Let your character develop and then relapse. Let your character change for the better and then fucking screw up somehow and change for the worst. Make your character go through something that should change them, that should develop them, and they are too fucking stubborn to let it. And instead they sit angry at the fact that they're meant to be changing and don't fucking want to. Let your character be called to action and turn it the fuck down. Let them accept the call to action, realize how fucking insane it is, and say, fuck this shit, I didn't want this, I'm fucking out. Let your characters resist character change. It's not easy. People don't just rewrite who they are. Like, if I was suddenly in a story that was trying to change fundamentally who I am by putting me through a series of trials, my motherfucking ass would not be having it. I'm stubborn. I'm sensitive. I'm a sensitive motherfucker. Like, imagine having to go through the shit that anybody in any story goes through. I don't think I could manage it. Like, you know? It's like, and it's not easy to just rewrite that about yourself. Taking a character who was literally never killed before, having them kill their first person in a world where death is not normalized, and have them not changed by that, fucking weird. Can you imagine if you woke up tomorrow and you killed somebody? How would that sit with you for the rest of forever? Like, you know? This world is one where people die all the time, but we don't normalize killing. Like, and there is value in the character who does kill and isn't fazed by it at all because his world is normalized that way, you know? Like, God, how many times does he have to learn to value his own life? I know, yeah, that's good. I love the hero story where they try and ignore and not change. Yeah, it's good shit. But also, currently rewriting a lore background. Oh boy. Uh-oh. Like, I need to plot my own goddamn story. It's one of the things and there is a line to it. I will argue. There is a line to it. If your character is being taught the same fucking lesson over and over and over and over and isn't changing, eventually the reader's going to get tired. They're going to give up on your character. Don't let them give up on it. Give us a glimpse of hope that they can change and then take it away from us. You know, give us a glimpse into, like, maybe they are developing, and then maybe have your character realize they're changing and fucking back reel so hard. Like, you have to give us something, you know? Got a government warning about potential power outages because of the cold. I'll be heading out for the night. Stay safe, charge your phone, make sure you know where your lighters are, make sure you know where your candles are, all of that fun shit. Make sure you've got some bottles of water on you. Stay warm, grab some blankets. Stay safe. I've got a couple of friends who are dealing with a lot of power outages from the blizzards right now. Please, 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 please stay safe. Stay warm. Take care of your guys' selves if you are heading out for any reason with the weather and everything. Please just keep an eye on yourself. Keep an eye on your friends. All that good shit. Check in with people. Keep your phones charged. I know it's goofy, but maybe have a radio in your house. Ask your parents if you guys have a radio. If everything fucking goes out and you lose your phone, at least you've got something. I have a wind-up radio in my car for emergencies. It sounds goofy, but it's smart to have. Have a wind-up fucking flashlight if you can. Like, it's just smart stuff to have. Any hoodles. Blizzards are scary. Unless you don't like bad characters grow over the course of a series. Oh, but that's my favorite shit. All right, what other eye shape should I do? Sorry, I got really distracted into talking about... Guys, have I told you that I really like writing? So, okay, I'm talking about myself now because I want to. So, my last book, Those That Fear Us. I'm not going to talk too much about Lamb of Gods, which is the book I'm currently writing, because I would love to get it published, and I do want to talk a little bit about it before I get it published, but I don't want to reveal anything too dramatic. But I can talk about Those That Fear Us because it's a book that I probably will not be releasing, based off of what I understand right now. But it stars Embry and Jace, my two main characters. And both of my characters are intrinsically people who would like to think that they're good people to a certain degree, but very much have flaws that are really important to them and their development. And Jace is one of my favorites, because he's living in a point where he is trying to recover from a guilt that he holds. He did something morally bad. it was self-defense, admittedly, but it hasn't always been. And Jace is one of those circumstances where he makes bad decisions. He does things that are morally bad because he felt like he either didn't have any other option, or because he's been taught that this is what he has to do. He works under a woman who is, her name is Arya. She's the general. And he worked under her to commit some pretty heinous acts. He did some pretty horrible things as a soldier under her. But he was a soldier. He wasn't the one in charge. He was just taking orders. And it pulls a lot of questions of, at what point in following orders are you pushing it farther than you can recover from? And it's really something I enjoy developing with him and like really, really looking into and thinking about. I've had a lot of fun with like the concept of it. Kind of like fucking around with like how far can I push it? And also like my other character, Embry, they are painted as the morally good character, right? Embry is very much painted as the morally right character. Them being from another world, just following orders, dies. Reese, I'm sorry, and you can't even talk about it. Yeah, it's a thing. But there's this like, Embry is really appears to be the moral high ground character. But in this world, right, I have two different species. I have the human race, and I have what are called Drorians, which are non-human. Well, they're human-animal hybrids, essentially, is what they are. They are exactly what I just said. I don't know how else to explain it. They are humanoids based off of animals. So Embry is a ram-horned Drorian, where the essentially they're human, but they are taller than the average human, a little bit more agile, faster. They have ram-shaped eyes. They have horns. I can actually show you. This is Embry. This is the main character of that book. So they are human, but they have the characteristics of a ram. And there are many types of Drorians. I actually have the genetics figured out for them. It's kind of confusing, but like, so there are like ram Drorians, which is what Embry is, but they're also like along with his city that he lives in, or that they live in. They also have like antelope based ones, and we have ones that look like raccoons that have like the dark eyes, and they have people that have like antlers, and people who there are people who have wings, who are bird based ones, owls and hawks and ravens and possums who prefer to stay in the dark and only really come out at night. And in other cities farther to the north, there are people more suited to cold weather, and far to the east that are people more suited to water. And like there's this entire like system of animals, right? So it's really, really great. I'm really, really a fan of it. Like these like basis ideas. But there are two concepts as to where these characters, this race came from, right? Because races aren't such a simple thing. These people didn't just start existing. There are humans and there are Drorians. Now, if you were to ask the humans, like the humans, what a Drorian is, they would say that Drorians were based off of people who had sinned, who had turned against God, not necessarily the Christian God, but the God that the humans pray to. They would say that the Drorians were humans that had sinned so deeply that they had turned away from the image of God, and thus had reverted back to this animalistic type creature. They are subhuman, more animal than they are human, and thus are these sinful, horrible creatures that are like physically depicting the fact that they are now animals, right? So it's this like it's a morality concept that these are the very like horrible creatures. Because like demons always look animalistic, and like so they attribute them to being satanic. Not necessarily, again, Christian Satan, just like against the image of God. Whereas if you were to ask a Drorian, where did Drorians come from? they would explain to you that their gods, because they are polytheistic, well, they worship nature itself, but their concept of gods being the universe, the nature, all of that, that they had seen that humans were destroying their planet, that they had no peace, no harmony, no kindness, no love, no empathy for the planet they were on, and that the planet was doomed to die. And thus, Drorians were created as this interspecies connection from humans to nature, and combining those two things into one intrinsically linked to both, so that their job here on Earth is to save and protect the land that they're on, so that they don't lose that connection, because they're meant to be there as that protective barrier, like that bridge between the nature and the humans, so that we could love and protect the earth. And thus they live very differently. They live integrated into nature. Rather than cutting down forests to create places to live, they build their houses directly into and around and on like the nature that's already there. Everything they do, the way that they hunt, the way they eat, the way they pray, the way they build, it is all in a give and take with nature, whereas humans are viewed as this very different aspect. But so that means that both of them, both Jace being human and Embry being a Drorian, have different views about each other because of the way they were taught and raised. You know what I mean? Like, so there's this like concept that like, of course, they both feel like the other person is a lesser race to a certain degree. Like, Embry will have a preconceived notion about Jace that he's a human. Of course he doesn't care about nature, because that's what humans do. They don't care about nature. They don't care about like the people that they hurt. Humans are known for being vicious. And Jace will have a preconceived notion of Embry that this is a monster. This is a subhuman, animalistic creature that has turned away from the face of God. Like, both of these characters have negative, bad views about the other, and neither of them are inherently right, because they're just origin stories. We as human beings will not know why a human was created, and Drorians and humans don't have the true answer as to why Drorians became what they are. But so they have their own notions already developed, and so there's negatives and positives in both creatures. Like it. I don't ever talk about this shit, but it makes me sick to think about. But yeah, that's the basis of the world. That is like where the world creation comes from. Dude, I'm hooked already. What the fuck? Yeah, it's a really dark story. The reason I'm so insecure about it is because it really does address things that I don't really have the right to address. Because very clearly something like that is going to dip into tones of racism. Just because it's speciesism in my book doesn't mean that it's actually, like, it very clearly starts to feel like an allegory for racism, and starting to discuss like what it's like to be treated as a lesser than human because of the way that you look. Like, and I guess, to be honest, that could be really any minority. But it is definitely like, I'm not a part of many minorities, admittedly. I guess I just have the fact that I'm white. Admittedly, I'm a lot of other minorities. Technically, I was female, which was a minority, but then I became trans, which is an even bigger minority. And I am gay, and I'm not Christian, which makes me several types of minorities. But like, I'm, you know, it's definitely it's a gentle. It's a difficult thing to write about. It's a difficult topic to address, and I sometimes feel like I don't have the right to address it in the way that I was in this book. And I would be afraid to release it and to have my book do any damage by addressing things improperly. I still really like my book, but I just don't know if it's something that I'm gonna end up releasing. You know? Definitely a fan of it, though. My face is so flushed. I'm so warm. I just got, like, all worked up and everything. I feel like I don't know how to draw eyes today. I'm discriminated for religious practice at work at my school place. I give you the green card to write this, please. You cannot give me the green card to write this, but thank you. And admittedly, like I said, it's already been written. It's just that I wrote the book. It's just not quite good enough to release. I would need to fully rewrite the book because, like I said, the beginning chapters are mediocre at best. And maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll get in contact with like an editor or some shit and put it out to an editor and be like, hey, what do you think about this? Like, is this something I should seek publication on? Would an editor be able to help with this? I don't know. It's definitely it's a, I don't know. You guys seem really interested in it, which makes sense because I'm telling you all the good parts of it. But yeah. It's interesting. I forget exactly how much my own opinion of it will of course be biased, but yeah, I don't know. I'm definitely more focused on my current book right now because Lamb of Gods is a book I'm genuinely really proud of. It has a little bit less of a intensive genetic development of it. None of these eyes look right. I don't know why I feel like these eyes just aren't doing what I want them to. I don't know what I'm doing right now. I don't know. These eyes look okay. I don't know. I don't know if these eyes are doing it for me right now. I don't know. These feel a little weird. But yeah, it's definitely a story I still really care about it, and I think some of it was really good. Fins on legs and arms face up or down? Down. Your fins are always going to face down, because imagine if you're moving forward through water, your arms being behind you, your fins are going to go down the length of the arm. Same thing with legs. You wouldn't want your fins facing against the water. I don't like this fucking eyes, man. Any hoodles. Yeah, writing's pretty cool, and developing that kind of stuff is really fun. I'm trying to do some level of development as well for Lamb of Gods. Do you guys know anything about that book? I don't know how much I've actually spoken of it. Maybe I'll talk about it more at some point, but I'm not entirely sure. I don't know how much you guys know. All I know is that like I'm really, really happy with where it's gone so far. So I'm definitely going to be sharing more of Lamb of Gods coming up at some point. Especially because I genuinely am planning on publishing it. In which case I'd love to like actually get like support from the community and like be like, hey guys, you can buy my fucking book apparently. I can't draw eyes today, y'all. Not enough. I don't know a whole lot of what I could say. Lamb of God is about Azazel and Zadkiel. Azazel being a human who was born in a town in which there is a sacrifice that happens every 100 years because there was a horrible war between the gods long ago. And to protect the humans from that war, they made a promise that once every 100 years, they would sacrifice a human who was chosen to be sacrificed by their birth. And that sacrifice once every 100 years would promise that the rest of the people under that god's protection would be absolutely safe. They would live long, happy, healthy, prosperous lives. So that's kind of like the concept of it. Azazel was born a sacrifice. And we are living with him and his last days on Earth. That is kind of the general concept. So it's an interesting one. I'm definitely a fan of it so far. It's not quite as complicated of a concept, but it's been fun. No, me. I've been all over these boys since they were made. That copy is mine. Maybe I'll actually do like signed copies. That'd be pretty cool, don't you think? Like if you're like one of the first like 100 people to buy the book, I'll sign it or something stupid. I also don't even know if I could decide that because I want to go through a genuine publishing company, in which case like I'm not going to get to be like, hey, publishing company, let me sign my copies. I don't know. I don't know what a publishing is going to look like for me. So I've got hopes. I've got hopes, man. My hope is to have it published by the end of the year, which is a kind of obnoxious hope, but it's kind of the goal. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just drawing the same eye shapes over and over again. I don't know what I'm doing right now. All right. Make Zazel and Zadkiel sign mine on it. I'm gonna call today just because I'm sorry, I have not eaten since breakfast and I'm fucking starving. So I am gonna run away to go eat. I'm so fucking hungry. My tummy do be hurting. Can you put on lipstick and kiss mine like a grandmother? Bro, absolutely. Anybody in the mod team, I will say, if I can, in terms of getting published from a company, anybody in the mod team will get a free copy, absolutely. I will sign all of those if you want them, me too. Anybody in the Discord, I want to have access to pre-sales so that you guys can be the first people to have it. That's kind of like my hope. Again, if I go through an actual publishing company, I don't know if I'll be capable of doing that, but I can sure do try, you know what I mean? Like I can do my damnedest and hope that that's something that I can get set up. But yeah, that's where I'm at the moment. I only lose. What the fuck? I'm sorry. Why are you losing? You okay? Sign it only with my left hand. That's what you guys get. You guys get left hand signs. Okay. Let me find I think I've rated you before, question mark. Sure, let's do this. Actually, I'm trying to figure out who do we want to scare? Do we want to find somebody little? Do we want to find someone new and scare somebody while we've got a bunch of us here? I think there's at least you guys are pretty active. I only lose, what the fuck, no Discord? Oh, I could. Some artist? Who's that? Who's that? Some artist. Who are you? Hello. You're not exactly a small streamer, Jesus Christ. Hello? Do they speak? Hello. That artist is really pretty. Switzerland artist? Very cool. She wasn't, I forgot she wasn't small anymore. Yeah, she's huge. She's got like 30 people in the stream. Holy crap. That is really cool. That art is really pretty. I want to try and find somebody who is a little guy here. I want to try and get some little love. I'll do some bigger streamers at some point, but I love trying to hit somebody who's a little bit of a bigger streamer because it's just always a cool experience. Hang on, mute that. But it's very hard to find small streamers and in art that isn't titties, which, hey, don't get me wrong, I love titties. Don't you ever misconstrue it. I love titties, but I don't want to raid titties. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? I don't want to send all of my like underage viewers and be like, all right, guys, go watch this 18+ stream of titties. Have fun. Like I'm trying to avoid that. So I'm trying to see if I can find who's a little guy who isn't drawing titties today. I'm a shep or sheep. I could look into that person here. Yeah, maybe. Oh my god, look, there's me. I've scrolled past me at this point. Who are you? Oh my god, you have the longest title I've ever seen. Finishing up some emotes? You just look like a cool person. Hello. Let me go see what you're up to. You're not even doing art. You're a liar. A liar. I don't know. I don't know what this person's up to. Let me look into I'm a sheep. I'm a sheep. Hello. Modded hardcore. I don't know who you are. 13. Oh my god. Oblivion, this is a big guy. Oh my god, 13K. Maybe I'll just do one of my little guys today. We'll just do Gabe today. I'm tired of flipping through them. Okay. We're gonna do Gabe today. Gabe. IRR. Finding you is so hard. There you are. Okay. Anyways, okay. I'm gonna get you guys over there. My bad, bro. No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You're good. You're more than good. It's fine. Okay. I'm gonna load you guys up to go say hi to Gabe. Be kind, give love. We're gonna like possibly double the viewers in there, which is still like a nice big raid. Yeah, it looks like we'll be like essentially doubling, which is super cool to get, especially when you're already growing like that. So I was lied to. It's okay. All right, you guys be good. Take care. I will be back. I might do another little stream before Wednesday. I feel like Wednesday's really far away. So fingers crossed I do another little stream during the week so I can say hi to you guys, because streaming is fun. Okay. Have a good week. I love you guys. Be good. Goodbye. Goodbye. Rah. Rah, 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 rah.